This is a beautiful sunny afternoon in Edmonton, Alberta. It's been a while since I did a proper, real, hardcore kind of an audit, yo. And I'm in the mood today. Why? Because I got myself a piece of paper in the mail. You guys might be interested to check out. I don't know if you'll be able to read it, but what it says is traffic charges against you. Section TTP 3, that stands for the Trespass to Premises Act. Please be advised that the Crown will be withdrawing the above noted charge against you. Therefore, it will not be necessary for you to attend court on the above noted date. That is in relation to my false arrest that you guys might well remember from Easter Monday 2021. The CS security guards at the Commonwealth Community Recreation Center decided to charge me. Well, they called the police to have me charged, threatening me, saying that I was trespassing, taking pictures outside. Despite the fact that I had on my possession a letter or an email from Mark Torgeson from the city of Edmonton stating that it was indeed public property and that reasonable conditions were there to allow public photography. Now, I believe that under any circumstances, they're going to blanket ban me from photographing, and I believe they will ban me outright from the facilities because Karens don't really learn except through force, i.e. the courts, or the cops calm their jangled nerves. So my question would be, in light of that new information, if I were to present it to the staff on hand today, will they allow me, now knowing that they have no chance of even getting into a courtroom? They can't even get into a courtroom. Never mind trying to convince a judge that there's a reason to arrest someone for taking pictures on public property outside. But they can't even get into a courtroom because the charge is so bad and so frivolous that it's not even worth to bring it to a judge. It's just too pathetic. So I'm curious, and I'm going to go check it out today and see what they have to say about me photographing now on the property of the Community Recreation Center at Commonwealth Stadium. Well, let's go. I don't know how much interesting stuff we're going to get on the way, but be prepared, folks. There could be some fireworks, man. Will I be murdered today by the Edmonton police? That's a distinct possibility. It's not impossible to think that I could be murdered today, and that these could be my last moments speaking to you here now. You might be watching this on the 11 o'clock news after the fact. We're now approaching the scene of the crime, and this is the parking lot they dropped me off in last time. There you go, tyrant cops arresting me on freaking Commonwealth Stadium recreation facilities. They transported me, as you can see, a couple blocks away to a parking lot. So I got some construction, and it's very interesting. It's got a sign up that says private property, ETS, park and ride, park and only, and 24-hour surveillance. Is very funny. But that's where they took me the last time, dropped me off. All right. So there we go. The Commonwealth Community Recreation Center. Got the emergency marshalling area. Maybe I'll put up another little shot of the letter that I got from the City of Edmonton. Private property, the City of Edmonton, stadium staff parking only, 24 hours, bylaw 5590. I've looked that one up before. That's specifically related to parking. Here's some sort of a, see there's a camera right there. You guys can take a close look up there. So that's for admin and maintenance. And then over here you can see there's a sign on the door saying to be careful, I guess, of whatever. But and then it says all deliveries over there. But that's about it. No, nothing further than that. It's not as busy as I would have thought. Show you a few things. We got some benches over here. Lots of public benches. A couple of garbage cans. Ones for recycling bottles and such. Show you guys up here as well. As always, City of Edmonton, Commonwealth Community Recreation Center. And I'll show you guys, maybe I'll show you that on the way back out. There's also some little paper box over this way. This is a public box for people to grab the local newspaper or whatever. I have no idea if the pool is even open, but we'll take a look at that. If it's not open, that'll be really cool, because then I'll be able to show you guys that glass wall. But if it is open, I'm going to skip it. They actually have blinds down. That's cool. So they're being smart and creating their own privacy. Okay, so there are people in there, so I'm going to actually not go in that direction. Oh, there you go. This here's some of the artwork. Let's see the let's see what that says. Afghan mural, 2011. It says the Edmonton Arts Council provides vision for and stewardship of the City of Edmonton Public Arts Collection. Visit edmontonpublicart.ca. edmontonpublicart.ca. City of Edmonton Public Art Collection. Public property. So over here it says leadership in energy and environment. Silver 2016. Okay. But here's that's why. Down here it looks like some pictures. It says where we stand. Anna Gabby Trott's photography. Project description. Where We Stand is a photography series inspired by Anna Gabby Trott's experience as an artist in residence in Boyle Street Community Services. Boyle Street Community Services provided a broad range of services. People living in poverty and facing multiple barriers, including mental illness, addictions, and social exclusion. It says at the bottom, Artist in Residency Program administered by Boyle Street Community Services, funded by the Edmonton Arts Council, edmontonarts.ca. Let's take a look at these. I like to play guitar every day, says this guy. Hip-hop artist and basketball player. A couple of almost, it might be all Aboriginal, yeah. The best things in life are Cree. cool, man. Just to keep on going? No, it's... They have some benches and... Oh, there's like a football field over here. There's nobody in there, so we can take a little look. Look at that. Oh, yeah, look at that. Take a little look around. Hey, how's it going?
So we can't be filming inside?
There's a law that says I can't film inside?
Yes.
How you doing today?
How are you?
Good. You guys open today?
We are. You're not taping, are you?
Sure I am.
Oh, okay. So on City of Edmonton property without permission, you shouldn't be taping, please.
Really? What law is that?
City of Edmonton property.
Uh-huh. You mean public
without
property?
Permission, yeah.
It's a city policy. You need permission from management in order to do it.
Are you management?
No.
Oh, is there some management here that I can speak to?
No.
Okay.
Don't believe there is.
What about if a city representative had given me
If you have
information that it was okay to film in here? You know,
do you have proof of
that
that?
there was reasonable. Yeah. Can I ask you the reason? Do you have any idea why that would be?
Which?
Why they wouldn't want people taking pictures? I mean, there's artwork and stuff in here.
There's artwork for sure, but I mean, it's also for protection of privacy of the other people inside.
Like,
You could be filming somebody else and they do not have their permission.
You're not allowed to be videotaped.
of course I can. It's a public building. I can film anything I can see with my eyes from a public place. I can videotape, including in here. That's why you have a whole wall made out of glass, so that people can photograph.
But you're also videotaping me, sir, and I have not given you permission.
I'm
for
sorry,
that.
but you don't have any expectation of privacy in a public place.
Right.
Section
so
2B of the Canadian Charter gives us that right to
So-
free expression, right?
You've gone through this before, have you not?
I have, yeah. So
Okay.
you know who I am. That's
I
why
know-
you're here?
Well, no, I'm not here because of you.
Okay.
I'm here because I saw you doing this.
Okay.
So that's all.
But you do know how I am. So this is from Mark Torgeson, Senior Communications Advisor, Citizen Services, Communications and Engagement,
Okay.
Integral Marketing Communications.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason why I contacted him was because I know for certain that this is public property.
Yes.
Again, what's the problem? What crime would you suspect me of committing?
Trespassing.
How am I trespassing on
Asked you
public
to
property?
leave on city property, and you
The
have
city
not.
property, what do you think the word public means?
So, sir, I'm not debating this with you. Either you provide me your ID, or you will be arrested for trespassing.
Okay, well, you're live on camera, man, so
That's
if you
fine.
want to
I'm
do
okay
that, you
with
can
that.
do that. But I haven't done
Put your
anything
camera
wrong.
on that. You are under arrest for trespassing.
Okay.
Thank you.
You don't turn that off.
Take your bag down.
Don't take that off.
Sir, the city property ends at the road up there, okay?
No, this is
You
all
are
city
free
property.
to go stand on the sidewalk and film all you want. But right now,
Put this
you are
down here.
not cooperative with
It's all city property. You have no business to do this. Public photography is not a crime.
and you are
Public
under arrest
photography
right now.
is not a crime.
Issued a minimum of
Public-
a 24-hour ban.
Public
Then
photography is
then
not a
the
crime.
station
And I need your
by
name,
law,
sir.
It'll be longer.
I need your name and the name of the other lady, or other
Or-
call CS
so
security.
So, sir, you're currently under arrest for trespassing and obstruction
You
for
can't
not identifying yourself.
You can't trespass somebody on public property. You're going to get in a lot of trouble, sir.
I will not.
Yeah, you certainly will.
Issued a minimum 24-hour
You've obviously never seen constitutional auditors before.
Do you have your ID on you? There
You're
go.
stealing
Zero.
my identity. You're stealing my ID.
I'm
You're
not-
illegally carding me, and you've illegally arrested me here. You're going to get in a lot of trouble.
Not illegally.
Yeah, it is. This
You're
is
gonna-
public property, sir. What do you think the word public
You're gonna
means?
come to our car.
What do you
and
think
we're
the
gonna
word
identify
public?
you.
What does public mean, sir? What does
is
public mean, sir?
Private property with
Public.
public
What does
access.
public
Private-
mean?
this is private
It's
property
public property, and I was
owned by
never.
the city of
He
Edmonton.
never asked me to leave before you guys got here. I was never. No, he didn't. You weren't even here. What would you know? I got 2 cameras, dude. Okay. So, under Section 2B of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, any nonviolent form of expression is permissible. There was no law. There was no federal law, no provincial law, no bylaw. There's not even a policy. It's actually guidelines, which means a set of sound, like reasonable, suggestions. You know. So, that's why I thought that it would be reasonable to follow Mark's advice and come in here. And if somebody were to talk to me, then maybe we could talk and come to something amicable, so that I could go around and do my business without being
But what's the purpose of your filming?
to take a look at the property inside, to take a look at the artwork,
Yeah.
to show people that this is a public building, which it does allow for the permission of public photography. Walk around for 5-10 minutes. I was kind of curious if you guys had some information, if you had because I know they were shut down for a long time due to COVID. So just to see if you guys maybe had some pamphlets or some information that I could get about if you had whatever program's going on that I might be able to be involved in, and if so,
Programs for
like anything like swimming, exercise,
that,
stationary biking, that kind of stuff.
That I'm not too sure. That you'd have to check with the front counter.
Okay. Okay, well then I'll just show you this, and then I'll tell you my side, and then you can just let me know how you feel about that. Okay, but this is what Mark Torgeson said, okay? So he says, "Good day, thanks for your inquiry." Sorry, it's kind of like smushed here. Regarding the City of Edmonton's rules on use of cameras and recording equipment in our recreation facilities. Your inquiry was forwarded to me by the Community and Recreations Facilities Branch. So you guys, okay? So that's who he's acting under. It says, while members of the public may wish to take photographs of themselves and family members while inside a city recreation facility, other users of the same facility may not consent to having their personal information, not the picture, but their information recorded, particularly in locations where a reasonable expectation of privacy exists, such as changing facilities. Now, obviously, I can't not go into a change facility nowhere that I want to, or like a wash. You can't put a camera on your foot and look up people's skirts. Like, you can't commit a crime. You know what I mean?
That is why that policy is in place. That's why the city has it, right?
But it cannot create a blanket. I understand that, but it cannot create a blanket ban on public photography, which is permitted by Section 2B of the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. It's illegal. Now, I'll show you something else before I continue on, okay? I just want to show you this. There's something else I wanted to show you while I was here. Okay, this is the letter from the prosecutor for your case, for you guys' case against me. Okay, traffic charges against you, Section TTP3, trespass to premises. Please be advised that the Crown will be withdrawing the above noted charge against you, therefore it will not be necessary for you to attend court on the above noted date. There was no charge. They couldn't get it even into the courtroom because it's illegal. It's because they had no case. That's the reason why. So I'll continue to show you this. I don't want to make your job difficult. I'm not going to cause you guys. If you ask me to leave, I will. But I would just like to show you this and try to get a fair explanation from you, and then I can go forward from there. Okay. So here he says. So it shows that part about where privacy exists, including change facilities. Okay. He says, in order to balance these competing interests in a shared public space, the rules regarding use of recording devices do not create an outright prohibition regarding their use in all areas. So you cannot blanket ban me for no reason. You have to have justification. Now what it says is rather they impose reasonable restrictions, okay, based on the nature of the space for the protection of all facility users. So if somebody wants to come in and take photos of the architecture, the art and stuff like that, it is absolutely allowed, and that's what he's saying here. Now it continues on. I'll just show you the rest of it real quick. It is not unreasonable for patrons to discuss the use of recording devices with faculty staff prior to the use in public areas to ensure that the privacy and expression interests of all users are appropriately protected. Whether the use of such devices would be where the use of such devices would not unreasonably impact the privacy and interest of another user without their consent, the rules adequately permit the use of recording devices. So this is from Mark Turgeson. So this is permission saying that I am allowed to film here. Now I don't mind if you guys ask me, you know, what are you doing? Because, like, you know, it's 2022. I know there's weird people in the world. For example, I really wanted to show people the glass wall of the swimming pool.
No.
But as I was, it's funny that you say that.
Respect.
Don't worry, I'm not going to. No.
Yeah.
But it's funny that you say that because in your guidelines, it says that you are allowed to take pictures in the pool. And the reason why I want to show people that is because I used to come here when I was a kid with my parents. And even at the time, I thought it was funny.
I know legally, but it's a whole gray area.
So you do know legally that you could. So I just want to point out, don't worry, I have no intentions of doing that. I wouldn't do that because I personally wouldn't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay. But as far as when you're talking to me like as if you're saying we're just going to blanket ban you for all eternity from taking pictures in a public library, what you're doing is you're violating my Section 2. Now I have this piece of paper proving that this never made it to court. I was falsely arrested and falsely kicked out of here. There's going to be a lawsuit in relation to it. I hate doing this. I don't want to have to do this. I would just like to be able to come in here, take a look at the artwork, show people that, okay, as long as you're not doing something nefarious, you are allowed to come in and reasonably photograph. You just can't do things like, I don't mind not taking. Why would anyone want to take pictures of people in the pool unless it was your own kids? It doesn't make sense to me. Same thing with like the weight rooms. I wouldn't take pictures even though the walls are made out of glass. I personally wouldn't do that because I don't understand what's the public interest of it. But there is a public interest in a free expression and a freedom of press under Section 2B. There is a right that I have to come into a public place and reasonably engage and reasonably enjoy my life and express myself in a public location. And if that right is violated, then it's the city of Edmonton's CS security, and if the cops are called, then the cops that ultimately are liable for that. And you can see that you can't even get it into a courtroom. You have no chance. The best chance that you have is that you get like a sympathetic cop that beats me up or something like that. But that's just going to get them in trouble and cause them more money, because it's never going to go to court. So do you think there's any way that we could amicably do this, where I could walk around, take a look at some of the artwork for 5-10 minutes, and then leave peacefully?
If it's artwork,
Well, I mean, I like the artwork, like, okay, so I'm not gonna.
But you don't. But you. My point is that you don't have the consent of recording everyone else. They may not want their picture taken. They may not want it because you have a platform which you put your videos on, right?
Right.
They may not that. You don't have their permission to do that, right?
I understand.
So that is the only reason why I would ask you to stop that.
That is the only reason why I would ask you to stop that.
That's the only reason?
That's, I mean, in my mind, with what
Okay.
I know, okay, that would be the only reason.
So that's
Because that is what has been explained to me.
okay.
right?
So that's not a law,
No, it's not.
but since you're being reasonable with me,
Yes.
if you want to make a reasonable compromise with me so that I can photograph in peace today, what I can do is I can promise you not to take pictures inside the pool, not to take pictures inside of the weight room, not to take pictures too close to the vicinity of the front counter, and not to focus on any people. But it's impossible for me to not
I
walk
can-
around and casually happen to pass over somebody as I'm.
I can
That's okay?
understand.
So you'll give me 5-10 minutes, I'll walk around, take a look. Okay. And may I ask you what your name is?
Kevin,
Kevin? Do you have a security number?
W016696.
Okay. My name's Daryl, by the way. You probably know that already. But so you don't mind, I'm going to turn this back on. Because I really appreciate you being reasonable with me. Like I say, I'm not doing anything nefarious, and the last thing I want is to have a big, like, that's not good for anybody. To have a big
Well,
scene.
and that was the thing too. It's like we saw that you're not going around like in everyone's face,
Right.
that kind of thing. It's
Right.
like, okay, fine. We're doing the artwork
Okay.
as long as we're reasonable.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate that. Thanks, Kevin.
You bet.
I won't be too long, man.
Have a good day.
Okay, guys, so we got the camera, the cell phone camera back on, and we're going to continue on. We're going to look around and see what they've got here. But we're going to, we made an agreement with the CS security staff today, so he knew who I was, and he says you've been here before, so he knew exactly what the deal was. I went out of my way to wear the same ball cap, for example, so that they would recognize me. Now, this is not a staff that I saw the last time, and he did continue to sort of try to press my rights, but we were able to come to an amicable decision, which is like what I told you guys. I have no interest in certain types of. I'm not interested in targeting anybody, but by the same token, I want to be free to live my life in peace. See, this is exactly the kind of a thing that I was looking for. This is a fitness schedule for some of the different types of programs. So there you go, folks. We're making progress. We're like. Water breaking down the Grand Canyon, you know? We're bit by bit, we're wearing down the rock. Here's another one. Look at this, guys. Need help for mental health? Can you imagine they got stuff like this out here, and then they're going to, like, complain about people taking pictures? Like, how dare they? This is critical information that people need access to. How dare they tell people that they're not allowed to take pictures of stuff like that? It's pathetic. Oh yeah, this is the downtown core actually had a bunch of coal mines underneath it at one point in time, and those coal mines, some of them are still there, to the point that they actually they had to like check the security of the ground before putting up some of the mega skyscrapers and down in the new ice district, because they needed to know whether it was safe or not because of all the tunnels, coal tunnels. There's a picture of our old city council and mayor, including what's his face, Don Iveson or something. And we've got Mike Nickel is in there, who ran unsuccessfully for the mayoralship. It's like all of this is for the people, man. This is for us, guys. You don't have to take that stuff. You know, bit by bit, hopefully we can. This is why we keep the peace, guys. Like remember I said we're trying to build bridges here. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that, guys. Okay. Did they get permission from all these people, I wonder? To take their pictures? I don't know. I wanted to just ask about those pamphlets. How do you want me to do that?
Sorry?
I just wanted to ask them about the pamphlets regarding the programs and stuff. There's nobody at the counter. Would that be okay?
Sorry? Behind the counter?
No. I just want to ask them at the counter, but I've still got the camera on, so I just wanted to see if that was okay, because there's nobody else at the counter.
I don't think they want that. If you don't mind, not them.
I'll just skip it then. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for letting me take a look around, I guess.
All right.
For now.
Thank you.
Let's take away from this area because there's people over there. I did really want to show you guys the. Maybe I can show you like this corner here. You see how the corner is like made out of glass? The whole wall is like that. It's wall to ceiling glass, and yeah, it's still a fairly modern looking facility, but it was built quite a long time ago. So we'll take one last quick look around in here. We'll take a look at the. This is just the same picture again. This is 2017 City Council. There we go. It's officially opened May 2012. Really? I wonder if this was redone then. Maybe this was redone. Because I remember being like I was here with my parents, so it couldn't have been that recent. That was only 10 years ago. I wasn't even here. So maybe they did redo this building. I don't know. At any rate, there we have it. So I chose to be respectful to these guys, but because they're being fuckheads about letting me get information at the counter, I'm going to continue to record around the premises and on the sidewalk, and we'll just keep on going for a little while and just basically do whatever the fuck we want. Well, there you go, folks. Okay? Keep telling you, public photography is not a crime. They're always looking to try to push the envelope of how they can erode your rights. They can't wait to erode your rights. But, like I say, I just wanted to get a basic gauge and show them that information. I should have maybe tried to get them to do like a photocopy of that, but at any rate, this box is empty, but it is still here. Jobs, rentals, condos, home, education, street box media, free. So that's for it's public advertisements or whatever else. What's that?
Why are you taking video of cars?
Why not? I'm in public. Yeah, have a nice day. I always use the analogy that it's like when a police officer pulls you over for speeding, you know? You're having a lousy day, really picking your kids up from school or whatever. You're kind of speeding along, and the next thing you know, you see those sirens on. Oh, shit. That's just what I need right now, you know? Cop pulls you over, cop's an attitude with you, smacks you with a ticket. That's just what you needed, you know? Nobody likes the cops in that situation. But when you need the cops, when you're in a traffic accident and they're the first ones that show up, and they're talking to you and keeping you calm and you know, helping you to get out of the vehicle, or when they catch a murderer or a rapist or someone, you know what I mean? Get a criminal off of the street, help you get your vehicle back when it's stolen. Yeah, like in those situations, you're really thankful that there's police officers. So that's how I see it with public photography as well. That people don't maybe like it in the moment when they're on they're on the, you know, the camera. But when we're helping the police catch a bad guy, get a bad guy off of the street, or when we're the people who record a car accident and completely absolve them of any wrongdoing, where otherwise they would have found themselves, you know, outnumbered by the people in the other car or whatever, in those moments, then they're very happy for us. When we're breaking a news story that nobody else is there to see, you know, when we're catching an asteroid, or, you know, or you know, catching some funny, you know, tidbit of news or whatever, like, then they're very happy for us, you know? So they do like to have public photography. They just don't know what to do when they see it happening to them. Another great example is, let's say, you know, you got Russell Peter or whatever his name is. You know, he does all these racist jokes. I don't like it personally, but a lot of people find it funny. Anyways, when he's doing jokes, or Dave Chappelle's doing jokes about some other race or some other whatever, or some other group demographic of people, talking about making jokes about crackheads or whatever, it's real funny, ha 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 ha. Unless you're a crackhead, or unless you're part of that demographic that he's teasing, then maybe you don't like it. But as soon as he starts making jokes about somebody else, he's funny again. You know what I mean? Like, that's how it's kind of like, where you just have this sort of, it's funny until it happens to you, or it's okay until it happens to you. And I think that's how it is with public photography. So if people want to cry about it a lot, you know, whatever, I don't care. Every once in a while somebody yells, hey, what are you taking pictures of cars for? Whatever, what fucking business is it of yours? I could be a dick to them, but I don't, it's not like that I don't understand, I just don't care, I guess would be a better way of saying it. So, in particular, like, I don't know if there's a security guard, I'll keep an eye on him just in case it is. Well, it might not have been as entertaining for you guys, and maybe the camera angles are pretty shitty. I guess it's been a while since I did a proper real audit, so to speak. Maybe I'll see what I can find on the way back for a little more razzle-dazzle. We got some interactions. We walked right into the Commonwealth Community Center. We walked around for 10 minutes, photographed whatever I came there to photograph. I walked out the front door, motherfucker. Suck on that. Suck on that, EPS. Suck on that, Erica Scott. Suck on that, assorted city tyrants. Get fucked.